live. Shawn, how are you?
Good, good. Yes, it is getting to be that time in Canada where things start happening.
Oh, I can imagine. What is the temperature there now?
We're still above zero. I think it was about 15 today, which is good because this will probably be the last day. We may get a couple more where we get a double digit on the positive side, but fall is definitely upon us.
It's weird. Like the weather's just starting to. It's not bad here in the UK, but it's just starting to turn. But it's grey. It's windy. It's cold, and it's just for me. It's like, oh, this is how it's going to be until like April next year at least. We've got Brian in the house as
Somebody's
well.
been reading an article. I think. Um,
Yes.
Yeah, no, for me, it's still because Saskatchewan is a wide open space. Typically, it doesn't stay cloudy for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So the sun is still out, the sky is still blue, and there's some wispy clouds out there right now. But yeah, until we start either getting rain or snow or both, which also happens, you know, we'll enjoy the sunshine as it is from
Yeah.
inside the house.
So we've got Brian here, but let's first things first. This was one of my greatest accomplishments from previous years here. That's my Hypnosis World Magazine, Hypnosis Entertainer of the Year, and that crown has been taken over now by Scott McFall in a dashing blue suit, which is like a Hypno News blue. Is that it fits in very nicely with the show there?
He almost blends in, yes.
Almost blends in. So yeah. So congratulations to Scott on that. He
Yeah,
is
he's got
Hypnosis.
the right haircut too, which is important.
Yes, yes. Awesome. So congratulations on that. I must admit, the Hypno World magazine is a great magazine. Um, so yeah, I encourage everyone to submit an article. Have you submitted anything for that, Shawn?
You will find out as soon as you get your copy.
Awesome, awesome. It is. It is. It's. I think more hypnotists need to get behind it and support it because yeah, it's a great thing. And more importantly, especially for those hypnotists like myself and yourself that do a lot of traveling, it helps to have things in physical print when it comes for visas and all that type of thing, where you can kind of show that you are an expert within your field because you are published in a industry magazine there as well.
Yeah, I did get the advanced digital copy, and there is an article, um,
Ah,
and that's all I'm going to say about that.
awesome. Brian Bay, glamorous weather girl, says it's 58 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees centigrade in Seattle. There we go.
Well, at least he's kind of converting into metric, so
Yes, I must admit that was very. I only understand the proper version. I don't understand that Fahrenheit malarkey.
yeah, I hear you. Of course, Scott King calls them freedom units, so
Yes, it's just weird because water boils at 100 degrees and it freezes at 0 degrees. But if it's Fahrenheit, then it doesn't freeze at zero.
no, it freezes at 32.
It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever about that. But hey ho. So let's get into it. Hypnosis Hero. This week you have
So this week we actually have two guests, uh,
awesome.
Sean Bray and Melanie McCool from the Hypnosis Education Association and other ventures, which undoubtedly we will be talking about. I think the big thing for them, of course, they do actually have a virtual conference coming up, I believe next month.
Yep.
So we'll talk a little bit about that. And you and I know what it's like to put together a virtual conference.
Yep.
We had that firsthand experience, and of course, that's also the reason why the Performing Hypnosis Summit is still a hybrid conference. So,
Yeah.
so kudos to them for stepping out to put on, an online conference. But Hypnosis Education Association
Yep.
Looks like it's pretty vibrant. They also do Hypno Biz in a box. So if you are a hypnotist who is just starting out saying, hey, where can I get some resources? Uh, these two people here, husband and wife team, might be
Yeah.
the people that can help you out with that. So look
Yeah.
forward to chatting with them at the end of the month on the fourth Tuesday. We have some guy, Jeff Benink, I think.
Awesome.
So that'll be one to look forward to as well. Because if you are an experienced hypnotist and maybe an experienced performer or presenter, and you have some technical issues that you want to work through, Jeff is the guy.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
as good as I am with all the technology and all the wonderful things and gadgets and whatnot, Jeff has done that deep dive into sound and lighting and all of those pieces and has ways to put them together that the average person would not even think about.
Yeah. And his production level for his shows is phenomenal because that's where he comes from. He comes from a production background. And so that really does make the difference. So great guy. Again, he's going to be at PHS as well. So again, you can pick his brains. Every time I spend time with Jeff and we talk about production, I learn a little bit more about my show and how I can improve it. And so it's really good. And a great point there that Brian has just put in the comment section, the ESTA application for international travellers coming into the US, and he's put a link to that as well. So cheers for that, Brian. He is
And why do we need the ESTA application?
That's for people that are travelling. I think it's from European countries going into America.
Ah,
So yeah, you know what Americans are like for their borders.
well, and they like paper. They,
Oh,
you know,
love it.
as long as I have something to stamp, I'm important.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, so getting back to Shawn and Melanie, really great people as well. So you get to speak to them at quite a few of the conferences. I was just speaking with them at the Michigan conference, and I believe they've with the hypnosis HypnoBiz in a box. I think they're also working on a project towards the performance hypnotists and the stage guys as well. So that will be quite interesting. And there is rumours, Shawn, that they may be at PHS as well. They may be having a trade stand there promoting some
We
stuff that
will
they're
see
doing.
if we can confirm those rumors or confirm those rumors.
They are. It is almost confirmed. So, but yeah, great. And again, I do think it's something that the performance hypnosis side is needed to have someone with some structure and things that can help them with the business. So great couple. They really know their stuff as well. This is not one of these, things that people set up in order to be a cash cow. They actually have some really good systems that help hypnotherapists and hypnotists run their businesses.
Yeah. And that's the big thing. Like when you start out, there is a lot to learn.
Yeah,
Unless you are a certified public accountant, or a chartered accountant, and you know how to run a business, you don't know.
yeah,
You're learning. You're flying by the seat of your pants. You're questioning: is this a write off? Is this not a write off?
yes,
Can I do this and should I do that? In addition to that, you also need to be your own technical support, which I know. Hey, I'm a tech guy. I can do it, but I know a lot of people who struggle with it, and they take that whole piece in HypnoBiz in a box and get it to the point where you can actually make it do the things that you need it to do in order to generate the business, in order to generate the money that you can then spend on finding somebody who can do the books properly and stay in compliance with all that other good stuff, right?
yes. But it's also good to understand the business, and in my time I've outsourced many a task, and it's always great to do that if you can, but then you're also giving away an element of control as well. So quite recently I had it with a web guy that was in the office 2 or 3 days a week. So then I offloaded a lot of my web stuff onto him, and then when he quit, it leaves you in a place where you're like, oh, I don't know. So you still got to have that understanding of your business. And this week, my accountant quit. So, again, it's
You're
just
having
one
a
of those.
great week. Happy
Oh, it's,
birthday,
it's a
Grant.
great week. It is a great week.
That's what happens. You increment, and all of a sudden, people are like, "Oh, he's way too mature for me now."
Yeah, I think. I mean, Leslie's she's a good friend as well, but like she's got other family commitments, and I just think sometimes when she goes, "You've bought what?" So yeah, but again, having an understanding of those things helps you with those transitions that happen. Sometimes when you just outsource everything, you kind of you can end up in a place where you don't know how your business runs,
Yeah.
and so having something like that, that HypnoBiz in a box is going to teach you all of those systems as well. So it's a really good thing. Yeah, the Canadian Hypnosis Conference.
Yeah. Speaking of conferences, 'tis the season. We're
Mm,
not done 2025 just yet, so we of course have the Canadian Hypnosis Conference. It is already, I think, getting close to packed out. So only have a few days left.
yeah,
Make sure if you're going, you book your hotel room and get your flights all set. Interesting thing that I read about flights is the best price point is about 100 days prior to your flight.
nice.
So and book it on a Tuesday.
Yes, the
So guess
Tuesday
what I'm
thing is
doing?
always
Guess what
like
I'm doing on Tuesday?
booking your flights.
Actually, I'm going to do that tonight. I think only because there is a seat sale on, and there's only five seats left on the flight back. So
Nice.
I want one of them.
Yeah, I think you've got to. Yeah, you've got to keep your eye out and be a bit savvy. And sometimes when you know that there's an airline that's having a sale, that's a great time to get your tickets in advance.
Yeah,
Cool. Speaking of tickets and getting stuff sorted, um,
it's coming.
it's coming. Yep. So get your room booked now. Here's the thing: get it booked, block it out. Then, if something happens, you know that that is done, and the box is ticked, and you're fine. Don't do like I always do. And I did it with Dan for Detroit. I thought I'd booked my room. It was on my list of stuff that I should do. It was actually it was on the list of things that I thought I had done, until I actually came to book it, and I realised I hadn't. And because of the time, I only managed to get out of the 5 days, I could only get 4 days. So I had to message Dan and do the whole Dan, is there any chance you could do this? And he absolutely pulled all the stops out and made it happen. But as both me and Shawn know, as conference organisers, we don't want to be dealing with that. Book your room, get it sorted. You don't have to pay for it all up front. You just need to get that room booked, and then you know that you're done then.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly it. And be aware that that room block actually expires December 21st.
Yes.
So not you don't have until like 2 days before the conference to still book a room. Get
No.
her done. Get it planned out. Christmas is a great time for seat sales and buying plane tickets to and from Las Vegas. So do your homework, but do it so that you know that you've got it.
Yes. And whilst you're at it, I mean, that's the page for speaker submissions, which are now closed. But whilst you're at it, get yourself over to the PHS website and get your tickets for the conference.
Yep, that's and soon to be posted there. The speaker schedule, which will
Yep.
be I don't even know what hand gesture Dan used to say that the schedule is locked, but
Locked. It is locked in.
there it is. All right.
So yeah, we'll be sitting down next week and getting that done, posted, and out there. I'm really looking forward to that, and it is going to be locked in place. So yeah,
Dan's not going to live that one down.
no, it's absolutely not. It is absolutely not. Awesome. So yeah, so I've seen you outperforming your show.
Yeah, so I had sort of towards the end of September 19th, I think it was, the opportunity to perform for an absolutely amazing group of folks that do a lot of work with families and with children. And if anybody knows anything about that, they do a lot, and they go the extra mile to make sure children and families are well taken care of. And so, for them to be able to cut loose is a great thing. And so when they booked me, they said, "Hey, you need to be funny." I said, "Well, I'm funny looking. Does that count?" And I got a couple of chuckles. They said, "Okay, you're good." So, and it was the first show that I actually received advanced, "Hey, when can we download it?" Um,
Brilliant.
so, happy customers are always welcome. And yeah, I can I tell one quick story?
Of course you can.
So I did it was a Hawaiian theme. So when you order a shirt from Amazon, order the next size up. So I looked very much like I was 1980s Hawaiian, which kind of fit because we did the hula hoop thing. You would think that because they were in charge of their own minds that they would be fine with the hula hoops. There were invisible hula hoops dropping all over the place. Of course, you finish with the signature move. The updated cell shoe phone was a big hit, except one of the ladies at the far end when you watch uh, I could tell she was having a really intense conversation. I said, "Who are you talking to?" "Tech support. This printer isn't working." And I had a direct line of sight to their technician. Shout out to you, Paul. We just exchanged a glance, and he knew
Yeah.
he was having a hoop. But she was also the one that drove Magnum PI's Ferrari down the volcano and
Nice.
threatened her friend with using the flappers on her truck all the way home. And yeah, there was some really good ones there,
Yeah.
and just a great bunch of people,
Yeah.
and that's when you come in and they've got everything all set up for you. I literally had to plug my iPad in, test the sound, and set up the camera, and we were away to the races. So
Brilliant.
but just an absolutely phenomenal group, and the venue was stellar. They actually, because it is in a weird spot, and when you look on a map, I'll show you when you come across the pond. But it's in a weird spot. It's like 4 hours to Winnipeg. It's about 4.5 hours to Saskatoon. It's about 4 hours to, but Yorkton is only an hour away. So they said, well, when people are asking what can we do for entertainment, so I gave them as many cards as they wanted, and thanked them profusely. And they also do a really good steak there too at the hotel.
Nice.
So
That's it. It's the best advert for a show is a great show.
yeah,
And especially when you can theme it as well, like you've done with the Hawaiian theme stuff, it really does make a massive difference. If you know what I mean. So, they're not seeing the same old show that they may have seen before. They're getting to see something that's bespoke for them.
yeah.
So yeah,
So a few of the Ferraris didn't actually make it. One guy said he hit something. There were no obstacles. I said there was a tight corner. Uh,
yeah,
but and then what was the other? Oh, the clutch burnt out because they were busy holding the brake on the way down, I guess. So
nice, nice. It's like I like what you said though about if you order from Amazon, always get a size up. I remember I was in Hong Kong a few years ago, and it was hot and humid, so I had to get some like a new pair of shorts. And I've gone into this market kind of shop thing, and they're like, "What size are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm large." And so they bought me out a large, and there was no way on earth I was going to get in this large. I ended up wearing a pair of. They had to go out back to get them. It was a 5XL pair of shorts in order for me to fit. And it was at that point I realised that not all sizes are universal across the globe,
no, that's exactly
especially
it.
in somewhere like Hong Kong. A large to us is a 5XL to them.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
can't imagine what a 2XL would be because I recently ordered compression shirts, and I've been studying them a little bit to say, okay, like, what size should I order? And almost everybody says order a size up. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, and it's a good thing I did, because there was no way an XL was gonna. I don't know. I'd probably disappear into the ether, being all crust and cranky and everything. So, but we'll get
Cool.
there. We'll get there. That is a goal.
Exactly. Oh, and look who is here. Dan Goyette says, I'm always size awesome.
Well, I'm not my size either, Dan. I take an extra medium.
Yeah. Cool. I think Dan Goyette is fun size.
Mega fun size.
Mega fun size. Dan, we were just saying earlier that the schedule is almost ready and it's going to be locked in position. Bless him. Cool. That's it for me, Shawn.
Alrighty, that's it for me.
Cool.
We'll
All
see
right, guys.
everybody next week. Till
Yes,
then,
take
take
care.
care, stay well, and be awesome.